Hey, what's going on, everyone? Axel here. This is a video response to a video John Hancock put out, and I'll put the link to that video in the description below. But in this video, John Hancock basically discussed console sales from this current generation, Xbox One, PS4, Wii U/Switch, compared to the last generation, PS3, Xbox 360, and original Wii. And he noted that the console sales are down, and he went over a lot of reasons as to why the console sales were down. So in this video, I'm going to go through a few of the reasons he listed and give my thoughts, and I'm also going to give what I think is the single biggest reason why console sales are down. And I'll go ahead and start with that, the main point I want to make, and that is, I think by far the biggest reason that console sales are down this generation compared to last, even though there are a lot of factors, I think the biggest factor has got to be the original Wii and how that varied. The sales of that varied to the Wii U this generation. Now, the original Wii was a breakout success, selling over 100 million units. The Wii U, not so much. It only sold around 13 million units currently. So that is a huge variation in Nintendo, the company, just that one company, Nintendo, dipping so much in sales. You can attribute most of the drop in sales to that. But really what it comes down to is console sales. Consoles lost a big piece of the casual market. A lot of the casual market migrated from the original Wii to cell phones, and that's got to be the biggest reason. There's just less people who want to game in front of a TV these days. More and more people are gaming on their cell phones. When you think of the casual audience, they're not really getting into these huge AAA IPs. They just want something easy that they can pick up and play that's convenient. And back in the day, back in like 2006, that was the original Wii. They could just pick up a Wii nunchuck, Wiimote, whatever, and just play bowling. And that was a big fad that caught on in the mid 2000s. And that is something that just doesn't exist today. That market moved to cell phones. So I think that is most of the reason. There certainly are other reasons, but the fall of Nintendo's sales from the Wii to the Wii U has got to be the single biggest factor. So I don't think that overall the drop in sales should be conceived as the customer base as a whole or the demand for consoles going down. It's just that one company's failure really hurt the industry, and having one of its major players make such a big blunder like Nintendo did with the Wii U just brought sales down. But I don't think that means that games are going out the door. I think there's a good chance that the next few consoles coming up, like the Switch and the Scorpio especially, and then I guess eventually when PlayStation gets around to the PS5 or whatever else they do, I think there's a good chance that those consoles will sell better than the current generation. So I don't think that the video game market is going anywhere. Now, there are a few other reasons besides the original Wii. I think that PC migration certainly is a factor. I don't think it's a humongous factor, but it certainly is a factor, and I'm sure that the gaming industry, console gaming industry, is leaking users over to PC just simply because the lack of differentiation. I think Nintendo's really the only company that's really still continuing to diversify their products from PCs, but more and more the Xbox One and the PS4 especially are becoming less of consoles and more of PCs. Consoles used to be marketed as this easy, simple thing that you just plug in a game and you play, and I think that the major player consoles, Xbox One, PS4, are really starting to lose this. They're requiring game installs. They're getting more and more complicated. They're really not offering hardly any more services that you could get just playing on a PC. And in a lot of cases, when you consider stuff like their mandatory subscriptions to play online, there's penalties to playing on consoles that you just don't get on PCs. So a lot of the smarter consumers really are comparing the two and just going with a PC because why not? So I think that definitely is a big issue. I think that consoles have an ability with the next generation to kind of identify this and revert this problem. So I think it is a fixable problem. I think that Sony and Xbox will down the line think of better ways to differentiate their products from PCs. And I think Nintendo's got a really good idea going with cartridges, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the PS4, Xbox One in their future iterations move from optical media to like flash media, just to help with this differentiation between PCs. Okay, the next reason, lack of incentive to upgrade. I think this is a small reason. I don't think it's a huge reason, but there certainly is a market out there of people that are just sticking with their PS3 and 360s. I have a friend personally who's sticking with their 360 because they look at the games that are coming out today and they're like, the graphics really aren't that big of an upgrade. You know, why should I dish out money for a new system? And as we all know, the PS3, Xbox 360 have a huge variety of games that came out over their almost 10-year lifespan. So there's tons and tons of content out there for PS3 and Xbox 360 users to play. Not to mention the online features for those consoles are still supported, and in the case of PS3, the multiplayer is free. It's not hidden behind a paywall. So there are some good incentives to actually just stick with the PS3 and 360. I think if I had to list a number 2 reason why I think console sales are down, I would probably go with the staleness of the industry and just the overall price of the industry. What I mean by that is we're seeing more and more like formulaic releases, and I think there is a sense of consumers getting tired of the standard AAA games that we see coming out. I mean, how many Assassin's Creeds, Call of Duties, Battlefields, Resident Evils, whatever else other sequels are they going to come out with without coming out with some bigger ideas? A lot of people say Call of Duty is a great example. They just don't buy the new ones because they like the old ones better, or the game isn't too much different. I know me personally, I haven't bought a Call of Duty game since Black Ops 2, just simply because I find the series repetitive. I don't see enough new innovation there to warrant me buying a new game. Price is a huge issue. AAA games are becoming more and more expensive. We're seeing more and more DLC, less and less of a value when you actually go to a game store and buy a disc for $60. And that is a big deal. To actually get a full game these days, you often have to pay like over $100, not including whatever you're paying for Xbox Live or a PSN subscription. So just lack of ability of people to afford these games is certainly a factor. So that's about all the reasons I have listed. But again, I think overall the biggest reason is the failure of the Wii U and the rampant success of the Wii just being huge outliers in this case. And I don't think it's fair to say that console sales are down and that people as a whole are going away from buying and playing consoles. It's just that Nintendo really screwed up this generation, and I think it's something that will be fixable in the future. So guys, that's my opinions. Please comment below and let me know what you think. Again, I listed the video that John Hancock produced below in the description if you want to check that out as well. Thanks for listening, guys. If you don't know, I am a somewhat new YouTuber, so if you enjoyed this content, if you enjoyed listening, please subscribe and you'll get more videos in the future. That's all for today. You all have a good one.